It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower, our mission is really to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources. It takes so many that are necessary to execute a vision that you have for the people you were called to serve. And today we're going to have a conversation with the one and only Shawn LeSuer. Now, we're going to be talking about a topic that's very important, especially for all the women, but the guys can tune in, right? Because this is about wifedom. This is about motherhood. This is about homeschooling. And at the end of the day, it's about and being able to get the bag. Now, I don't know what the LL Cool J that even means. So I'm going to reach over to Shawn and say, Shawn, welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I am great. Thank you so much for having me, Che. I cannot believe I am here again in this amazing community. Thank you so much for
Welcome
inviting
back. Welcome home, as they say when you go over to South Africa. They say, welcome home. Welcome
me.
home. Happy
Yes,
Entrepreneur
come
Show
on now.
is your home. Can you take a moment for those folks that have had a busy day, for those folks that maybe have a busy morning, for those folks that got to take care of the kids, got to cook the dinner, got to do the entrepreneurship and the full-time job? What do you mean by this title that you have here? Kind of explain it and break it down for the folks that are listening, why this conversation is important to them.
I feel like this conversation is missing. It's missing among social media. It's missing on blogs. It's missing on the news. It's missing in magazines. I mean, do people read those anymore? I don't know. I am interested in talking, right? I don't know, right? I'm interested in talking about that whole entrepreneur, the entrepreneur life as a person. You have roles. You mentioned you're busy. You're not just busy posting, you're not just busy doing lives, TikTok dances, or whatever it is that you're doing. You're busy with life. You have relationships that matter to you. You have, in some cases, children, teenagers. Okay, listen, you're always parenting, right? We even have adult children, right? And we're talking about they need us as well. And so it's so important for me now, after 25 years, I think I counted before the call, that I have not had a W 2. So
Wow.
that's a big deal. And I forget often because I'm just so busy doing how I've been able to manage, how I've been able to pull it all together, how I've been able to manage the breakdown. And I don't know if it's me breaking down or the kids. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what day. And what
Yeah.
it means if you're going to continue and commit to this entrepreneur life, right? Laptop lifestyle. You have to consider that you're a human too. You're a person in this life. And so I want to share with that person who's busy, slow your roll, breathe. It's okay to chill. This grind and hustle hard always, it really comes from a place, Che, of fear, oftentimes scarcity. It comes from a place, really, in our culture. I'm just gonna say it. We work hard. That's what we've been told. I'm sure your dad told you what my dad told me. Go to school, work hard, get a good job. Wait a minute, hold on. And I'm from Detroit. Okay, so you got to get a job at Ford, GM, or Chrysler. Okay, all right. That's how you know how old I am. They're not even in Detroit anymore for the most part. People gonna get mad at me, but they're much just gonna tell the whole truth. The bottom line is that was the goal. You're gonna either be a teacher, a nurse, or a lawyer. Okay, that was what was laid out for me. I didn't like blood, so I ended up becoming a teacher, preparing to be a lawyer. Okay, and our life is totally different now, right? We're able to do so much before 9 a.m. And so slow down enough to realize wherever you are right now in your business, in your life, in your relationships, you're good because you'll still have another day. God's will, right? You'll have another
Yeah.
opportunity. Forgive yourself. Like, get over all of this comparing, right? We on social media looking at your ex-boyfriend going, he look good or he don't, right? We so busy like, oh, he's so cute, but I'm overweight. I mean, we're doing so much. I believe, Shay, that I want people to know it's okay to laugh at yourself, forgive yourself, keep it moving, or watch this, stop moving, chill, breathe. I think sometimes we're just doing too much.
We're doing too much. And for the person out there that's doing too much, they're doing a lot. They're like, all right, she understands. She shared a couple of things that I could do, but what is one idea she would give me? Because there's two type of individuals that they're watching, Sean. There's one that are raising the kids. They're in the middle. They're still in school, whether it's middle school, elementary, or high school. It doesn't matter. And I want you to talk to those individuals right now. And then when you finish that, talk to the person that's on the other side, the empty nester, but now they've taken care of everybody else. They want to take care of themselves, but they still feel guilty. And I don't know why. I mean, I'll let you break that thing down. But I know there's two different audiences, and I know it's kind of unfair to actually do that. But can you talk to one audience and then kind of share with another audience? And maybe they both cross over. I have no idea. This is your area of expertise, not mine.
Well, you know what? Actually, it's funny that you say that. It's actually not unfair because I really feel compelled. Jay, I really feel
Mm.
compelled because when I was in both of those places, so to the one with the little kids, to the one with the babies, I just want to let you know, shut it down. Shut down the noise. Shut down the family members who telling you what to do. I know it's hard. Turn off the TV, unplug, and really take the time to understand that this is but a moment. I know it seems like it's crazy. Okay. I remember Jay coming home after going to an appointment. I was at a networking event and I, and I talk about this often. My son had gotten into Vaseline. He put Vaseline not all over his body, not all over the bed. He put it all over the laptop screen. He put it all over the floor. He put it all over his sister. Okay, all right. Like this was a form of artistic expression. So everything I had done at that networking meeting, everything I had done, right? I did an elevator pitch and got some good connections. Went out the door. And what I shared that to let you know, person who's busy, person who's slipping, tripping, dipping, ready to lose it, take the moment because they're going to grow up. They're going to leave. You're going to have another time and you're going to celebrate it for real because the blessing is they're okay. They're okay. You're okay. The house is not burned down, right? I mean, it took me a lot to get that Vaseline. I had to throw away the comforter. Okay. Let's tell the truth. I couldn't get it out. All right. No matter how much baking soda and vinegar I read about on the internet, didn't happen. But we're okay. I feel like we've been often taking away these moments, taking away the rest. We don't celebrate the fact you just went to a networking event. You don't, like I said, you got in those days, come on, Jay, you got 10 cards.
Oh,
You
yeah.
met 12 new people.
Woo!
Woo, right? I mean, we're from a sales background. It's like, yes, instead of championing the moments, we miss them. So I'm going to say to that person, catch your moment, hold your moment, seal your moment. It's okay to laugh, to cry, to scream, but just know it is but a moment because there will be a whole nother set of issues tomorrow, right? And it's the same thing with the one who's on the other side. You didn't miss out. You made the choices. And so what I say the bridge there is, Che, is there's a choice. You made the choice to do this crazy roller coaster of a life, right? Of entrepreneurship. It is a roller coaster. You made the choice. And it's okay if you choose differently, right? Like I said, maybe you want to return to something. Maybe you want to coach. Maybe you want to teach. I mean, you feel compelled to teach someone how to play golf instead of being in cybersecurity. It's okay. You have that choice. And that's the blessing, which I often talk about. It's a blessing and a curse
Mm.
because you do have so many choices and you have to own the one that you did make and be okay with making a different one. The guilt comes from you feeling like you have to do this. right? You and I shared about an experience. I've started something, right? I was married for 20 something years. The guilt, right, of having to break up my family. That's my dad told me, right? And to have my children from a broken home, there was a lot of guilt. But in all fairness, that guilt wasn't always mine. It was society, it was my parents, it was other people, right? Oh, I just knew y'all were gonna be together forever. Well, we weren't. And it's okay. I'm okay. They are okay, right? And so stop the guilt. You're okay. You are okay. They are adults. They are doing whatever it is that they need to do, want to do, whatever. And guess what? You'll still have another choice tomorrow, as will they. So release yourself, forgive yourself, for sure.
Release yourself, forgive yourself, and take a moment, because folks might be wondering, where does this passion come from that you have? They can hear it in your voice. Although you laugh and you joke and you bring it and deliver it in a different way, and it's very unique, but there's a deep-seated passion that you have to make sure that folks keep it real. Even prior to us going live, we were behind the scenes in the virtual green room, and and you were saying, Shay, I've got to keep it real. Shay, they've got to know. Shay, they've got to stop hiding. And I'm like, my goodness, like I can feel the energy coming through these fiber optic lines. Here's the question: where does that passion? What's the backstory, the origin that leads you to just want to make sure that everyone keeps it real and not walk around with mask on?
Oh gosh. It's funny. I went to go see a comedian recently, and she was saying that she hates the term keep it real. She said because um I'm already we start out the gate at 80%. And she said most of the time, because you don't even read the terms and conditions and you still hit the check mark, right? I mean, we really are so it almost blows my mind, this whole idea of even being authentic. It's like, so what are you then otherwise, right? Which means that there is a propensity to be fake, or a propensity to be something else. And I'm so passionate because I have been through every phase of that journey, and realized that the best person at being you is you. What you have is enough. And that passion comes, Jay, because I feel like so many people are talking about what they're not, or what they could be, or like I said, comparing themselves to what they should be. And who came up with all of this anyway, right? I mean, all of these norms, these are things that we were sometimes passed down, and many of them are good, right? Many of them are good, but there are some that don't serve us, they don't apply. The average person stays on a job. Are you ready? Remember, my dad and my parents worked till they retired. Are you ready?
Yeah.
My dad had one job. Can you imagine? Like, when I think about it, one, one. Okay, and I shouldn't say he had one for over 40 years. So he was in the military, came out, got like a manufacturing job, and then got a job at the post office and retired for 40 plus years. My kids aren't even 30, and each of them have had at least three, right? So the tools no longer, or some of the rules no longer apply. And so what I want to share, people specifically as Gen Xers, it's okay, adjust, right? Instead of trying to put yourself, your square life that we have now, in this round hole. And that's why I'm so passionate, because I was often challenged. Okay. I still am, to be quite honest with you. My mother is well, thank God. My father has gone on to glory, and he was 90 years old when he passed. And he could not understand, to this day, that I did not go into an office. Like, he understood that the children were at home with me, but he didn't understand that I was at work every day. It was beyond his form of conception. And now look at this. Everybody came home. Isn't that crazy? So I lived at a time where no one was at home. And then now everyone came home. So that passion comes from the resilience of being in this journey and in this space for as long as I have, and having experienced the criticism, the rejection, but also the triumph without people even knowing what you had to do to get there. Right? We were talking about securing the bag. People don't even know. I mean, I've seen you running and working out in the morning. People don't
Mhm.
understand. I'm not watching Judge Judy. I mean, I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning every
Yeah.
single day, right? I stretch, meditate, pray. I do a smoothie. You don't hear the TV on, but people had such a mindset that this is what you do when you work from home, right? This is how it's supposed to be done. And I'm like, no, that's not what you do, especially if you're working, right? So that's really part of the passion is let's tell the whole story, right? Let's tell the whole story. How we work with people in other time zones. We work with people all over the world. I know you have, team members that are in
Mhm.
Pakistan and India. They're on a totally
Mhm.
different time zone. So I have
Correct.
had team meetings, okay, which you already know. I've had team meetings at 1 in the morning because I had to accommodate them. We still got to get the work done, right? So I
Yes.
really want us to talk about the whole story, everything about being an entrepreneur, being, again, working from home, but also being happy in our lives and not just in our businesses.
Well, take a moment if you can, because that's a good segue because you've written a book that's been released, Hot Mama Cold Pizza, and the subtitle is the same, which is how do you juggle everything and still get the bag. Take a moment and tell us what's the backstory of the book, the title, obviously, because it's so cool. I like that, and then who's the audience for the book?
You know, it's really 15 years in the making. It is for the parent, it is for the entrepreneur who is in life, who where life is lifing. Okay, that's what my girlfriend says. Where life is lifing. I approach it from a humorous standpoint, not just because I'm a stand-up comedian, but because some of the conversations are difficult. Right? It is a also an homage to my children. So I want to talk about the other audience that we have that also people don't address. I had this great conversation, Jay, with my son. He's 25, lives in New York, and he was excited that the book was out. And I shared with him, which he did know, this book was written at a time where we were asked as a family, Jay, to be in a reality show. So this book actually was the basis for um, a couple of networks reaching out to me about being this little black family, homeschooling these 5 kids, okay, and still running a sales organization at that time, then becoming an agency, and like, we want you in this. Their dad is a professor, still is, and they wanted that on TV, right? It was around the time of Ron's House, okay? So let's just be real. Like, it wasn't a lot of us on reality TV at that time.
Yeah.
And we opted out. We said no. And one of the main reasons were that we wanted our children not to have to be in public, being able to make their mistakes and have their challenges as children. I'm so thankful, although it always hung over my head. Jay, like I was sharing, it always hung over my head. You should have done this. You should have done this, right? Get the bag. I'm so glad that I didn't, and my son confirmed that yesterday in our conversation. The Hot Mama Cold Pizza, the impetus of that story is that I was building my personal brand, Jay, like I said, years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was writing for a major magazine. I'm traveling, talking about being a work from home professional, and my marriage was falling apart. And I couldn't really handle it necessarily well because I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. So I thought, right? So I had the kids in the car and I went to go get some pizza. And there is a gentleman who sees me walking into the pizza place, and he's trying to holler at me. Let's just be for real, okay? All right. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but my kids are in the car watching him check me out. And it's a true story. It's a true story. And my kids are disgusted. Okay, they're disgusted. I, on the other hand, I did have to wait in the pizza place. Okay, I did have to wait, but I'm also being delayed because he cannot believe I have 5 kids. Like, he straight up is trying to holler. Like, I'm wearing a wedding ring, y'all. My marriage was falling apart, but I wasn't divorced. And I'm holding the pizza, trying to, stray away, if you will, from the conversation, right? But at the same time, not only was I needing the attention, Che, right? We're gonna be honest here, but I also was glad that someone was taking an interest in what I was doing. Like, my children's dad was doing his own thing, so he's working and doing whatever. He wasn't trying to check for me, so he was literally asking me, "Well, how is it that you're on the radio? Well, tell me." And guess what? I'm excited. Well, by the time I get in the car, guess what I got? Cold pizza. But it's really about and that's what, and again, my children and their reaction to it. So a lot of the stories are centered around my children and their experiences, but how we respond as parents and as entrepreneurs to these situations that we're faced, right? When we're faced with, okay, do I go to this networking event, or do I go to this date night, which I really don't want to go to, but I should go to, right? Like, these different type of scenarios, right? And what is exciting, it's a celebration. It's very, it's cathartic for me, but my editor, Che, my editor is our kid's age. Okay, let me just say that. I have a child the same age as my editor. She also is of a different ethnic background, and she has a small child, and just again, and is freelancing as an editor. And she and her husband laughed out loud reading a lot of the stories. So that warmed my heart, because our experiences are timeless. And if we don't share them, we miss the opportunity to make an impact. And so that's the reason why, even though it was written 15 years ago, I knew in my heart it was still relevant. And by her response, it's still making an impact on the, and also attributing to the landscape of being a happy entrepreneur.
Wow, powerful story. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being so transparent. Folks are on the edge of the seat now saying, where do we get the book? Where do we get the book? Where do we get the book? Where do we get this book? Okay, so take a moment and tell them, how can they get the book? Where can they get the book? And how can they best connect with you?
Okay, that's so awesome. Well, we are live on Amazon, everybody. So we are live on Amazon. We will be available in Target, Walmart, by the end of June. And it's been, so you can go on Amazon, you can get the Kindle, you can get the paperback. Again, it's just so exciting. I mean, I got a notice from Kindle, I think yesterday or day before, and I was like, yes. And we're also, of course, having a live in-person signing party in outside of Baltimore, in the northwest suburb of Owings Mills on June 8th. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. You can go on Eventbrite. And I'm not saying it's not about profit or anything like that, Che, but I am so excited to be in front of people again. So it's $10, and that $10 goes toward getting a book. And you can come, and we're going to have, refreshments, and some of my children will be there, photo booth, all of that other stuff, because it's going to be a great time to have a conversation. So Hot Mama Cold Pizza, Shawn LeSuer, you can get it, of course, on Amazon, and soon Barnes & Noble too.
Man, it's going to be awesome. I encourage you all to go out to Amazon right now and type in Hot Mama Cold Pizza. Go get the book. Go get the book, and even fly into town. I mean, come to the live event. That's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible. And the way you see Shawn now is the way she really is in person. So I've had the honor and privilege to meet her. So she's the exact same way, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
We have a segment here, Shawn, that's one of our mantras. And you've been here with us before. You're a returning guest. And that segment is today is my January 1st. And for those folks that are regulars that get to tune in on a nightly basis, you know the saying. You can say it right now, loud and proud. Today is my January 1st. And for all of my new folks that are hearing it for the very, very first time, today is my January 1st represents a do-over. It represents a fresh start. It does mean your past, whatever it may be, no longer equals your future. And that's got to be encouraging that you can, on any given moment in time, you can go ahead and step forward and you can become who you want to be. You don't have to wait till December 31st on the back of a napkin at 11:59 p.m. and say, voila, I'm this person. No, today is my January 1st. And my question to Shawn, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. What do you hear? And what's your message for those folks that are listening and watching now?
Oh, it's so exciting. So the conclusion to this book is I relocated. So my January 1st was I married during COVID my forever love, my best friend, and we moved from the DMV to Dallas, Texas, and I feel like a new person. It is so, I want to encourage people. Life has moments, life has seasons, and I want embrace the moment. Like you said, embrace the moment and just know that even seasons change. And so my season changed in that region. My season changed in terms of the guilt, the feeling, the thoughts you're not enough, you didn't do all of those things, they were left behind me. And now I get a chance to be, as you mentioned, what it is that I had intended to be. A disruptor, a not just happy go lucky, but again, I'm in my 50s and I never thought that I would have this much fun, this much peace, this much joy, this much introspection, right? I mean, I'm now building a totally different relationship even with my mother as she's getting older. And so, I always tell people keep on living. That's what today is my January 1st. That's what I hear. It's like keep on living. There's always, again, as long as you're breathing, there's always an opportunity to have a do-over.
Chance to have a do-over. Today indeed is your January 1st. I want to first say, Shawn, thanks a lot for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate you. I do want you to close with sharing with folks what type of clients, if you're looking for any, are you currently working with, if your firm's taking on any clients, maybe any speaking opportunities, if that's something that you're doing as well. And then once again, how can they best connect with you and the book?
Okay, awesome. So again, thank you so much, Shay, for this opportunity to speak to your audience. So yes, we have an incredible community. It's the More, Better, Greater community. And it's for people, mostly Gen X, but I get a lot of people who are saying, no, I want to do it, who want the support, the wholeness. We address spiritual, business, physical, financial, but more importantly, we hold each other accountable to our dreams, to what it is that we want out of this life. And so you can go to Shawn LeSuer. My last name is French. Okay, we were talking about that earlier. I love it. So it's Shawn, SHAWN, LeSuer, LESUER.com. And also the best way, if you text me or actually just email me and let me know that you heard me or saw me on Happy Entrepreneur. We have great gifts. I actually have 3. I'm giving away a social media marketing audit. My agency still takes clients, a branding audit, and even an e-commerce site audit. So we can go and break down all of your SEO and all of these things and give you an idea as to how you're performing. And we're going to do that complimentary just to let you know what it's even like to work with a marketing agency. We specialize with MarTech. So we're going to talk to you about all the behind the scenes stuff that most people just think you just put up a website or put it up and that's it. So we're going to talk a little bit about data and analytics and see how we can get you to whatever your goal is, if it's a million or more. So we are excited. And you mentioned the Happy Entrepreneur. You go to ShawnLeSuer.com and we'll take care of you from there.
Thanks so much again for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. This is the second time you've answered the call, and we appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back. It's always good to see you, of course, through the power of these fiber optic lines. And for you that's out there, let me say thank you so much for tuning in and watching the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I want you to know as you're listening that I believe you're amazing. No matter what's going on in your life, I believe that you are incredible no matter what's going on in your life. And I believe for you in this moment that today, in fact, is your January 1st. And for you, the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. I promise you, the best is still yet to come. With that being said, my name, for those who might have forgot, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. And remember this, remember, time is long. Life, on the other hand, well, it's very, very short. So you got to live in that moment and you got to make it count. God bless and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, Shawn. I appreciate it. You're amazing.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate you.
Bye-bye,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
We out.
All right.
Peace.